I've been told I'm a tough head. Well, that's got to be the highest compliment out there. Maybe fewer people should be following me, is what I've said at some of those mics. But yes, I have an agenda. Let's get to it. All right. Well, it's been said that social media is like giving somebody their own press conference, and usually it was only the rich and famous who had it. And I'm a big believer in saying just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that was undoubtedly true with what I observed recently with Facebook's singles group. There was one lady that admitted to stealing her kids' hoodies because she wasn't dating somebody that she could steal hoodies from. And it's like, thanks for the warning, you will be blocked, and you're not getting either one of my hoodies. And it's like, I understand the concept of sometimes they invent mascots, like McDonald's had Hamburglar because if something was so valued that people would want to steal it, but I mean, really, admitting to stealing hoodies, what else do you do? Do you also steal from your kid's piggy bank? Yeah, I can't trust you if you're willing to admit before I even meet you what you're going to steal or what you have stolen. Do people even realize that on trying to be so honest early on that it doesn't work? Well, I know that one friend of mine said that he keeps people on Facebook because he has jokes to write. That almost seems like what I get from Facebook too, unfortunately. And I was looking for more than that. All right. Well, I like good food. I don't have to cook, so I've been going to fish fries during this Lenten season. And there are plenty of good ones to try out there, so I try a different one every week. And this week, since it was close to my home, I went there after work and said, I'm sitting down to enjoy it. And normally I would just pick something up on the way home from work, takeout. And it's like, yeah, sitting down and enjoying it is a better idea. Well, when I get to the table, it was hard to ignore how there was this little boy who kept staring at me. But I just went about my business on eating and all of that, although I felt like telling him, hey kid, it's not polite to stare, but eventually I ended up talking to a man next to me who was probably his dad, and it's like, oh, all right, well, I guess this ended better than it could have. It's called self-control, people. Well, I guess eventually the little boy will probably learn that staring isn't polite. It just won't be for me. I like staying active on the weekend, otherwise I will feel lazy. In fact, when I was lying in bed Saturday morning, I was thinking of what my old man said to me when I was young. Lyle, when are you going to get up and get this day started? And it's like, well, I have nobody yelling at me to do that now, except for the memory of him doing so. But yeah, eventually I got up, and I liked what I ended up doing. I had not a lot planned, so it's like, all right, go to a movie. And I like biopics, so I saw the one about musician Bob Marley called One Love. I didn't know a lot about the subject of this movie until after I saw the movie. It's like, oh, I guess I have heard that before about many of his songs. All I really knew was at the outset that he got name-checked in a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, and the song/movie title was in a TV commercial for the Jamaican Tourist Bureau. Well, at least I knew something. And of course I heard of Ziggy Marley, his son, who introduces the movie. But yeah, good movie. I like biopics, so I'm thankful I went to see it. And it had a nice message about how entertainment can unify people in a way that few other things can. And sometimes that idea can be lost in our world. So yeah, it was worth it to go see the movie. All right. And I was also thinking when I kept hearing Rastafari of that Simpsons episode when Homer wears a Jamaican hat. Yeah, they parody just about everything on The Simpsons. I should have known that I would think of The Simpsons eventually. So there's my Simpson couch gag, a little late. And I'm getting back into doing karaoke every so often. Not every week, but whenever I feel the need. And that means that I have karaoke stories too. I go on pretty early to sing after I get there, and then I go back to the bar, and I sit next to this one dude who admits to me that he ended up walking into the wrong bathroom. I guess that means if you haven't been here before, you didn't know which one was the men's room and the ladies' room without, you could have looked at the signs to let you know instead of just assume. And that actually was the high point of the conversation because he turned out to be a nut because he kept rambling about communists run America and asking me if I knew what antiquity meant, what Marxism meant, and it's like, dude, I majored in history at the University of Iowa. I think I know a little bit about this subject. I just waited him out though. Eventually he left, and it's like, good, because after a while I would have. I guess that's why the Brits call them pubs, because the general public goes to bars and you can meet all kinds of people. And I talk about it on Facebook, how to be weird interactions with the general public. Yeah, that definitely was one. And I like books, so it was nice to find a good one at a little free library. It was Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. It's kind of a sad story, but I'm thankful I finally read the book because all I knew about it before was that it was on a postage stamp that I bought. So, yay for discovering more books, no matter how you do. Well, I guess that'll do it for me. You've all been great.